So, dear students, I am Dr. Umesh Abhi, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, JSS Arts, Science and Commerce College, Gokak, which is affiliated to Rani Chennamma University. So, in the previous class, we have studied structure and bonding, preparation of aldehydes and ketones. So, in today's class, we are going to learn the mechanism of nucleophilic addition reaction. So as we studied in previous class, the carbon oxygen bond in aldehydes and ketones is polar. So the greater the electron negativity of oxygen than carbon shifts the electron towards oxygen. Thus the carbon becomes slightly positive and oxygen slightly negative. So the carbon atom of the carbonyl group is electron deficient, while the oxygen atom is electron rich. So let us know the nucleophilic addition reaction. So in this reaction what happened is the electron deficient carbon atom of the carbonyl group is easily attacked by a nucleophile which can donate an electron pair. Therefore, many addition reactions of the carbonyl compounds are initiated by nucleophiles. So let us know the mechanism. First, the nucleophile adds to the carbonyl carbon to form an unstable intermediate. So this unstable intermediate they eats the final product by obstructing a proton from the solvent or the reacting reagent. So the entire process is reversible under certain conditions. Nucleophilic addition reaction of carbonyl group are catalyzed by acids or base. So let us know acid catalyzed nucleophilic addition reaction first. So in addition, in acid catalyzed nucleophilic addition reaction, the proton released by the acid combines with the carbonyl oxygen and the attenuates the electron deficiency of carbon atom. So in this way, the positivity of the carbonyl carbon atom is increased and attack of the nucleophile enhanced. So let us discuss the base catalyzed nucleophilic addition reaction. Here the nucleophile is generated from its conjugate acid in the presence of a base and the addition reaction takes place. So it may be illustrated that whether the addition is acid catalyzed or base catalyzed, the product obtained is same. Here an acid catalyst promotes nucleophilic attack by increasing the nucleophilic character of the carbonyl carbon, while a base does so by increasing the nucleophilicity of the reagent. Then let us know the relative reactivities of aldehydes and ketones. So among these aldehydes and ketones, which are more reactive? So here the ketones have two alkyl groups on the carbonyl carbon, while aldehydes have only one alkyl group. Each alkyl group being electron releasing decreases the positivity of the carbon atom, and this alkyl group produces steric hindrance to the approaching reagent. Therefore, the nucleophilic attack on the carbonyl carbon is retarded. But only one alkyl group is attached to carbonyl carbon of the aldehydes. There is no steric hindrance and increases the positivity of the carbon atom than ketones. Therefore, aldehydes are more reactive than ketones. When you come to the formaldehyde, so formaldehyde having no alkyl group on carbonyl carbon is more reactive than all other aldehydes. As we go higher in the series of carbonyl compounds, the electron releasing power of the alkyl group is reduced and their shielding effect enhanced. Therefore, the reactivity of carbonyl group is decreased in such cases. So let us discuss the addition of hydrogen cyanide. Addition of hydrogen cyanide. Here hydrogen cyanide adds to all aldehydes and ketones to yield cyanohydrins when the reaction is carried with a basic catalyst. Here hydrogen cyanide is a highly toxic gas and is never handled directly but is produced in the reaction mixture by treating sodium or potassium cyanide with a mineral acids. So let us know the mechanism of addition of hydrogen cyanide to aldehydes or ketones. The presence of a base promotes the ionization of hydrogen cyanide to give cyano ion. So the reaction is then proceeds by the nucleophilic attack of cyanoion on carbonyl carbon atom. So this is followed by the addition of proton to the negative oxygen atom of carbonyl group to form the required cyanohydrine. So in this way, the formation of cyanohydrine takes place. Let us discuss the addition of hydroxylamine to aldehydes or ketones. Nucleophiles such as ammonia and its derivatives add to the carbonyl group of aldehydes and ketones. The hydroxylamine is a derivative of ammonia. So we are using hydroxylamine here. This hydroxylamine is a derivative of ammonia. When an aldehyde and a ketone added to a hydroxylamine to form an oxime, the reaction is reversible and catalyzed by acid. So the product oxime obtained due to rapid dehydration of the intermediate. So let us know the mechanism. So in this mechanism what happened is the proton from the acid attaches to the electron rich carbonyl oxygen. Since hydroxylamine is a derivative of ammonia, acts as a nucleophile. So here nitrogen of hydroxylamine has a lone pair of electron, therefore it acts as a nucleophile. So in the second step what happened is this nucleophile attaches to carbon atom and produced tetrahedral intermediate in which nitrogen has a positive charge. So in the next step, Since tetrahedral intermediate is unstable, it loses a proton. Finally, oxime is obtained by the loss of water. So in this way, mechanism of addition of hydroxylamine happened and oxime is obtained. Then let us know the addition of alcohols. That means formation of acetal with ethanol. Here aldehydes react with one equivalent of monohydric alcohol, that is ethanol, in the presence of dihydrogen chloride to yield alkoxy alcohol intermediate. This alkoxy alcohol intermediate is known as hemiacetols, which further react with one more molecule of alcohol to give a gem dialkoxy compounds known as acetol. So let us know the mechanism of formation of acetol. In this mechanism, what happened is first addition of proton occurs, and in the second step what happened is nucleophilic addition of alcohols and deprotonation takes place, and unstable hemiacetal is obtained. Then the protonation and elimination of water takes place. After that, addition of alcohol and deprotonation occurs and acetal is formed. So here the catalyst acid, that means hydrogen chloride, is generated at the end of the reaction. Therefore, this HCl is used as a catalyst in this mechanism. So ketones do not react with monohydric alcohols but react with dihydric alcohols to give cyclic ketones. Cyclic acetols. Next, the addition of ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol is a dihydric alcohol. So in this mechanism, what happened is the formation of cyclic acetal takes place with ethylene glycol. So the cyclic ketols are obtained by the reaction of ethylene glycol in the presence of acid, that is para-toluene sulfonic acid. So what is the mechanism says? So in this mechanism what happened is dry hydrogen chloride protonates or para-toluene sulfonic acid protonates the oxygen of the carbonyl compounds and therefore increases the electrophilicity of the carbonyl carbon. This felicitates the nucleophilic attack of ethylene glycol. Therefore, the acetal and ketols are hydrolyzed with aqueous mineral acids to yield corresponding aldehydes and ketones respectively. So, it is necessary to protect an aldehyde or ketones in a molecule to prevent it from reacting during the course of transformation of some other functional group in the molecules. So this is done by converting the carbonyl group into an acetal or cyclic ketol. After the reaction, the carbonyl group is generated by acid hydrolysis. So in this way, we are protecting the aldehydes and ketones. Thank you. Thank you one and all.